Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Regwisdom. I want to give you a part two on happiness versus joy. I was thinking about some of the things I had spoke about earlier on my first video. And I was thinking about how so many people lives are based on what is happening. You know, many people let the world control how they feel, how they interact. Some people, if they're not constantly being given things, have very difficult times on finding peace. And I think that the world that we live in today, we got to be so careful with not having that inner peace like man should have, or women. Many people, if they're not being given something or something good happening to them on a constant basis, they are not able to enjoy life. I think it's very important that we begin to have peace and joy within ourselves if nothing is happening. I mean, if no one's giving you a gift or no one is telling you a good day, we have to begin to find that joy within inside, and again, with our Maker. I was reading a book by an author by the name of Viktor Frankl, and he talked about how in the middle of being in a concentration camp during the Jewish Holocaust, and he talked about how having purpose in his life gave him the strength to get through the abuse, the terror, the things that he experienced in the concentration camp. And so when I thought about what he said, I realized that when you have internal peace or purpose, purpose is able to drive you when things are not going that great in your life, as long as you have purpose. And purpose is attached to joy, like we were talking about earlier. When you find that purpose in your life, it gives you a state of contentment because you know tomorrow's going to be better. And when I read his book, he talked about how when you're able to transcend the problems in your life, when you understand that your purpose is greater than your problems. Man, it was very powerful. When I read the book, it even changed my life. And I thought about how so many times in my life when things were always maybe going wrong, things wasn't right, they impacted me, and many times it paralyzed me. But today, as I've learned to be more purpose-driven and have a more holistic lifestyle, it's very few days that I'm down. It's very few days that I'm feeling in the dumps. Most of the time I'm optimistic. Most of the time I'm positive, even though things may not be going well. And I contribute that to the position I've taken with having purpose in my life and understanding that I am a tripart being. I realize that I'm a body, soul, spirit, and I realize that each area of my life must be in balance. And I work at being in balance in every part of my life. I work on being in balance in my spiritual, me and the Lord, God. I work in keeping my life in balance in the soul area, finding my purpose, pursuing the thing that God has created me to do. And I also strive to be in balance with my body by exercising, eating properly, drinking proper water, amounts of water, taking vitamins, keeping my mind clear of things that are unhealthy, because I realize that whatever I take into my temple will have a profound effect on my life. I work at that every day. And so even in the midst of all the crises that we experience in here in America, I'm still finding a reason to be positive and have joy in my life. That's the difference between joy and happiness. That happiness is always based on what is happening. And people have to understand, many people cannot be happy if things are not going their way. I'm learning that I still can have a sense of peace and joy even when things are not going the way I like them to go. Realize that happiness, again, is always outside of you. And joy and peace is always internal. And joy and peace come from being in tune with God, your body, and your soul. And when you're in balance in those areas, the majority of the time of your life, you can have peace and joy. Realize that when your life is dictated based on happiness, it's always based on what is happening. That means that if things are not going that great for you, you're in a dump. And when things are going okay, you're riding an emotional wave. And as soon as things begin to shift and you start going through some tribulations and trials, you go right back into the dump again. So remember that we can control how we feel based on being in tune with ourselves. I just want to thank you for this part 2. I hope it was able to help you. You be blessed. And I'll be speaking with you soon. This is Regwisdom on YouTube. Peace and blessings. Take care.